Hey guys, how's it going? I am doing so good today. Today, you guys, I'm gonna come to you and talk about why I quit using social media. This is just in hopes that it'll help some of you guys out or help you to figure out how bad social media can be for your mental health. This morning, you guys, I was watching two TED Talks. One TED Talk was sorry guys, I have some notes here, but one TED Talk was how social media makes us unsocial, and that was by Allison Graham, and the other is social media hurting your mental health? That was from a lady named Bailey Purnell, I think, and it was just such an eye-opener for me. Don't get me wrong, I started doing a social media cleanse well before I watched these TED Talks, but everything in these TED Talks just reaffirmed why I quit using social media, and so I really wanted to share this with you guys. Another thing that I constantly see on other quitting social media videos talk about YouTube. However, with YouTube, you can choose whether you read the comments, you can choose what you are exposed to based on what you follow. The algorithm, when it comes to, viewing things, has gotten a little bit more controlled, whereas if you use something like Instagram, you'll find that things are just recommended to you without you even asking. And it's unfair because there used to be a time where you could choose what you follow. Now you go to the explore page and you're just recommended all of these things that you actually don't care about. I definitely think that you do have to be careful with YouTube when it comes to reading the comments and not going back and forth with strangers, because it just makes you feel very flustered for no reason. These TED Talks just really gave more statistics that I needed to hear. So one statistic that they gave was that the average person spends about 2 hours on their phone each day, usually on social media, and also we scroll through our phones at least 150 times a day. When I read that, if I think about 2 hours a day, that 2 hours could have been spent, working out. It could have been spent planning out your week. It could have been spent on making money, and that was a huge thing for me. That's why I started delivering for Postmates when I'm not at my full-time job, because I was wasting a lot of time not doing anything, not making money, and I saw my money coming out of my account a lot more, and I saw my savings account depleting during every time that I had to deal with a life circumstance. And I thought about how much I was on social media, how much I was hanging out with people that I didn't really like just so that we could get cute photos at places that we really couldn't afford. And that is a whole nother story, you guys, but it's just a breakdown the connection with social media and your real life. I also found myself comparing myself to a lot of people on social media as well. I felt really bad that I couldn't go to the beach like I want to, like I used to, or that I can't just pick up and go places. I don't go to Miami for spring break. I don't have vlogs that I can show you guys of me traveling right now, and that just made me feel really bad. I was constantly looking at everyone doing the next best thing in their life, and honestly, especially with graduating college and being out of college for 2 years and not seeing a great return on my college degree, but then seeing friends that are raving over these jobs that they have, but then if I research the job that they actually have, it's not something that I would ever want anyhow. Well, I just had to separate reality from fictional things, and we're all really highlighting the best parts of ourselves and the best parts of our lives, the best parts of our relationships on social media, and I just want it out. I was so tired of feeling heavy about not being where I want to be or where people think I should be. When I stopped using social media, that is when I started to have more fun in my real life. That's when I was freeing up time to make more money so that I could go to the restaurants that I wanted to go to, so that I could hang out with the people that I wanted to, so that I could start to visit my family more, so that I could start to plan random trips for myself, and so that I could start to live my life. And that really took me getting off of social media and stop looking at what other people had or what they don't have, or the things like, you never know how someone gets to go on a trip. Maybe their family paid for it, maybe they won a trip on the radio, maybe they, have a boyfriend that is, paying for their trip, or a girlfriend that's paying for their trip, maybe their family is paying. You just never really know how someone gets to where they are, and the way that they display it is not always the real reason of how they got there. Also, as an empath, I know a lot of people talk about empaths a lot lately. I know that is a trending thing to say that people are, but I do believe that being an empath is actually beautiful. It's actually a beautiful thing that people can feel for other people, that they can actually internalize how other people feel, but a lot of times that can get really toxic. So every time there was a celebrity death, or one of my friends posting about a death, or something really sad, I would internalize it, and I would feel like, how am I able to live my life? Who am I to post something positive? Or who am I to, post a great picture of myself when people are dying, people are hurting, families are struggling? I would feel bad, and I would internalize that, and I would feel like, dang, I'm contributing to such a big problem that everyone's not seeing. I'm contributing to the numbness that people feel, because people are numb to things like death and tragedy nowadays. And I do, again, feel like that social media has a direct correlation of that. Overall, you guys, social media just makes me feel bad. And I had to realize that I felt bad either way. I felt bad whether I was on it, and I felt bad whether I wasn't using it as well. So I actually came up with a formula that works for me, and that doesn't make me feel as bad to use it and to incorporate it into my life a lot more, because social media isn't a bad thing, you guys. It does connect people, but the more connections we have on the internet, the less connections we have in person. Another thing that one of the TED Talks talked about was research on a survey of how many close friends do you have in your life. And 10 years ago, it was 10 people that everyone counted. And they redid the research in the last couple of years, and it turns out that people only feel like they have 2 close friends in their entire life. And so when they look at what changed, it's the vast development of social media. So that is just so interesting. These are just statistics and surveys and studies. I'm sure that things are constantly being studied and changing over time, but these are just some good things that popped out to me that I was like, wow, I have to share this. And now, you guys, I can give you some advice on what I've started to do, because I do want to incorporate things like Instagram back into my life. And that's only because I have a platform on YouTube, and you never know how long something is gonna last, so you constantly have to stay connected in other areas. My goal, maybe this will be a goal for me in 2020, is to actually have my own website that's developed so that you guys can come to my website anytime, and it'll be my domain, and I can, put on there what I want to put on there. I don't have to go to my Instagram per se and then end up seeing things that I don't really want to see. So I can't wait to that point where I can have my own website and not have to worry about scrolling through other people's things and their lives all of the time. But for the time being, I have started to post on my Insta story. I enjoy Insta stories so much because I just like how you can market and put information in your Insta stories, pictures. You can just click and keep going, and you can essentially create a story on there and it's gone. And I don't have to constantly look back at it after 24 hours and see if I need to delete it or not, or to see if it wasn't good enough or not. And I can just be myself, if I want to film a video of me talking, if I want to let you guys know something funny that happened throughout my day, I can post it on my Insta story. A lot of people were wondering why I deleted all of my pictures on my Instagram, but it's just because in the past 6 months, the pictures that I posted, I was not happy in my real life. And every time, sorry guys, I'm getting a little sensitive, but every time I would look at those pictures, I would feel everything that I felt during that time. So I have just decided that I don't want old pictures on my Instagram. Like, I want to experience a new life. I want to show you guys what's going on right now. I want to show you guys who I am right now in this moment. I don't want anyone to speculate who I was or who I was. I don't want it to be a reflection of who I am right now. So that is why I deleted all of my pictures off of my Instagram. I basically just archived them, so in the future when I feel a little better, I can put those pictures back up. But I want to be a clear representation of who I am right now. I don't encourage you guys to go cold turkey with social media. I think that because it's so tied to our mental health, that we will experience withdrawals, much like if someone is experiencing any type of addiction, and I just don't think that that's healthy either. So I wean myself off of social media. I don't have Facebook. I just completely did away with Facebook. Like I said, with my Instagram, I don't have things like Twitter or any other social media, and I do things like wake up in the morning and actually do a real life morning routine. I actually get my shit together instead of, scrolling on my phone. Usually if I'm on my phone, it's literally to check emails or to check my YouTube channel and to stay connected this way. But I posted something on my Insta story that a lot of people really loved, and so I wanted to share this point. I will say, don't scroll, just post. Do not scroll on your feeds while you're trying to get your mental health back. Do not do that, you guys. Just don't scroll. Don't go looking for things that don't serve you. Don't go looking at the explore page. Just post. When you just post, leave that post there. Try not to check how many likes you have or who commented on your photo. And if you do, don't feel like that validates how good the photo is or how good the video is. I would also say to unfollow certain celebrities, certain brands, and things that are just gonna keep advertising to you. Because even if we look at Instagram at this point, you guys, it is constant advertisement. It's constantly trying to get you to buy stuff. There's paid advertisement and promotion, so a lot of times you can't even avoid certain things. But you just gotta be intentional. Be intentional with social media and know what serves you and what doesn't serve you, and realize that it really is messing with your mental health. You are comparing yourselves to other people. You do get sad when you see the highlights of other people's lives, and I will tell you the percentage of people that actually get excited for other people is very low. So not to say that there aren't people out there who get excited for other people's accomplishments, but as human beings, we aren't perfect, and that is usually the result. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today and that it helped you out. I'm filming on my iPhone today, you guys, so it's not going to be this super edited video. I just wanted to get this information out there while it was very fresh on my mind. If you're new, please subscribe and like this video, and I want to have a conversation about this in the comments. So let me know how social media affects you, how it makes you feel, and if you've ever done a social media cleanse before. And until next time, I hope that you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day.